There's only one way to make money, in our opinion, in this business. It's to put in the decade or more that's required to find it, drill it, move it to PEA, feasibility, and then build it. We've done that serially, and we're ready to build this one. It takes a lot of money. I've raised $100 million for this, $75 million bought in the last 3 years. We'll talk about it to get to the point we're at, and it's going to be a good spot to be. For those that don't know anything about the project, I was here last year. I'm going to tell you what we did last year. I'm going to tell you what we did since I've been here, and I'm going to tell you what we're going to do in 2024. We always think it's important to deliver what you tell people, so that's going to be important. But let's give a little background here. Sonora, we built mines in Chihuahua and Durango. Sonora is, we think, the best mining jurisdiction in Mexico. We're very pleased to be there, very pro-business and pro-mining. We're 100 kilometers from the U.S. border. You can see the project. Project I acquired was, I'm a securities lawyer by training, build public companies, but also, buying them is important also. We recognized this asset in 2017. We had to have it. It's 30,000 hectares. It's 25 kilometers of the Sierra Madre trend in northern Mexico. But right here, where I circled in blue, that's the most important thing. There's no new discovery in Mexico. All the mines we've found and everybody finds are under old Spanish workings or the head frames of American mine. This one from 1910 to 1920 produced 100 million silver equivalent ounces. It was an American mine and had an average grade of 2.2 kilos. The cutoff grade was 1.2 kilos. It's something we had to have. It wasn't for sale. I picked on my poor friends here from Vancouver who had it. We did I wouldn't call it hostile. Let's just say it was friendly in the end. We acquired the asset. I delisted we acquired the company. I delisted it. We took the asset. We got to work. What have we done? Well, that's important. Call this Reader's Digest version. Bought 30,000 hectares, bought 7,000 hectares for 1.1 million. That's where the mine will be, the initial. Raised over 175 million bought in the last 3 years. I'm going to talk about that because I think that'll give you a message of who backs us. And we still got about 18 million left. The last raise they did was last February after I left here. I was one of the 4 or 5 silver companies that got funded. We did an $18 million bought with BMO led that. I like big syndicates. I'll talk about that in a minute. It is important. They give good information. Drilled about 125,000 meters. Let's go talk about what we've done last year, what we're going to do this year. I delivered, after that bought deal, 10 years of work, well, 7 or 8. We're a little ahead of the scale here, 6 or 7. 175 million silver equivalent ounce resource estimate, MRE in September. We followed that up with the PEA on the bulk tonnage deposit. We'll talk about that in a minute. Some of the economics, they were extremely good. We'll move that to pre-feasibility. The first 3 years of that production will be at fees level by June of this year. We have the money to do that. And then we'll give the first PEA on the underground, basically before Beaver Creek in September. So we're moving fast in a market that's a little bit slow, as you probably understand. I do think it's important to look at quickly where that $75 million in investment came from. All bought deals in the last 3 years. It was tough. We got it done. No warrants on that. Franklin, Sprott, Merck, Van Eck, and Fort Sale gave the vast majority. Those other institutions are in. They gave me the money at much higher valuations in the market we're in now. None of them are complaining because they know what we have to do is we have to deliver and build this mine, and that's what we're going to do. And I'll show you how we're going to do it. BMO led our last deal. PI were involved in that for the first time in the syndicate. They're going to launch coverage soon. I know you're familiar with that group. All those other banks you see on that list, I've been in all my syndicates in those raids. You can reach out to them and get full analyst coverage from all of them. They do a very deep dive after MREs, PEAs, pre-feases. Much better job than I'm going to do in 5 or 6 minutes. So feel free to reach out to that. You can believe or not believe their price estimates. I like them. It's a long way to go to get to them, but I got to build a mine and we'll get them. So have a look at that too. Now let's go talk about how we're going to go forward with this year in the next 5 minutes. First thing we got to talk about is the project a little bit. I think it's important for you to realize, and we're going to go back to the overview for 1 second. All of the work we've done, this is a district. Everybody says they got a district when they got 10 drill holes. $100 million later, I can tell you we've got a district here. We've only explored around and under that old Tiger mine. That's all we've done, and it's delivered what we've had so far. It keeps going for 10 kilometers each way. It's all the same. We'll get to that, but we've got enough meat on the bone right now to get this thing in production. I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. I'm going to show you a cartoon because in a couple of minutes, this is how you understand mining in Mexico and how you understand what El Tigre is and how special it is. There are 4 types of mineralization on this screen. We've only ever seen 2 in our 25 years in Mexico before. We've always seen unlimited, and we have 25 kilometers of it, just getting going, drilling it. We got 100 million silver equivalent ounces out of it already. Little silver vein, quartz, like your countertop. 80% silver, 20% gold, simplistic. We've drilled 1, 2, 10, 20, 85 kilos. Go look at the drill results for the last 5 years. That's really hard mining. You always need this component in our mines, every one we built. You need the bulk tonnage. That's why they call it a flowering epithermal system. You get that, it's easier. It's not easy. Underground's really hard. And that drives your cash flow so that you can develop underground fast. I'm permitted for the full underground project, and we are, all of the Seminat approvals are done, all of the Merrill Crowe approvals are done because of that permit, and we're down the road on an amendment of that permit to get our open pit heap leach permit. I know a lot of people think that's not going to happen in Mexico. We're going to prove a lot of people wrong. We've been there for a long time. 70% of all the precious metals in Mexico comes out of open pits. People don't really think about that very much. It's the way it's done. It's the way we're going to do this project. Now, let's keep going. Not time to talk about it. 2 years ago, this epithermal vein coming to surface, you had all kinds of mineralization, mainly gold blown out. We found a new discovery, 20, 30 meter average widths of up to 1 kilo. Last year, we drilled this deposit. It's already 750, the massive sulfide at about 400 meters. It's already 750 by 350 high by 40 meters wide, averaging about 600 grams. So the underground, think about the underground, and we walk in this underground right now, folks. We've developed into it. That's where all the underground exploration is going to be done. We're half a kilometer in to this. Cominvi did all the work for us. But think about the underground as 8 innings, and the pit is the first inning to get it going. Let's go look at that beautiful open pit, and let's look at the economics. I delivered the PEA on in, because this is most important, in September, and the pre-feasibility with the first 3 years at feasibility will be ready to go, which we'll build on in June of this year. It doesn't get better than this. It's a 56% IRR. It's a 1.7 year payback. I used $1,722 pricing on the gold and the silver. 59 million CapEx delivers, and I know this is what we like to build, profitable mines. It delivers 455 million USD after-tax cash flow over the 12-year mine life. That's what you need to attack the world-class deposit that's underground. That's how we're going to do this. We hope to start construction on that in July, August of this year after the feasibility. I'm working on the debt now. I'll show you the team who's going to build it because I'm not going to be the one building it. I'm more of a financial markets guy, as you can tell. So that's really, really nice. Let's go back to those highlights for another minute, just so you see what it is. It's going to be up 5 million ounces out of the gate. All-in sustaining is 11. Average all-in sustaining now is 1620 for silver projects across the world. That's very important. The last part here that I think needs to be talked about is we've got the project. We're going to have the feasibility to bank it. It's going to be done in June. That was a lot of work. Who's going to build it? I was very fortunate to hire this gentleman who ran Argonaut Mexico for 12 years. He built Patilla. He built El Castillo, both of those pits. He permitted them, built them, and ran them, and then ran Argonaut only in Mexico, not in Canada, for the last decade. He joined us in May with his team. That's who's going to drive it. Look, it's been a decade of work. Y'all want to invest in silver projects? I got to finish this. Right now, there are 51 producing silver projects in the world. 51. By 2000, we mine ourselves out of business every day. Everybody knows that. By 2027, there's going to be 44. By 2028, there's going to be 38. I'll be 39. So if you want to invest in that, that's what you're investing in. We've done all the work. It's a decade because the price that's going to be, money is going to be made is not who's drilling now. I don't want to criticize my peers. They got a hard decade ahead of them. We've done that work, and we think we're in a very, very fortunate position. So please follow along. You can come back next year. Oh, and the PEA for the underground will be delivered before Beaver Creek. That's the first look at that underground deposit, that high grade, mid-September before I go to Beaver Creek in Denver this year. So thank you very much.